Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astro Guide Mysore. So after a long gap, since I had been on a pilgrimage to Pandharpur, it's a beautiful place in central or eastern Maharashtra, southeastern Maharashtra of India. It's a beautiful place, and I believe in that particular deity of Panduranga. So I and my wife both were there for 2 days. We had a beautiful darshan. So now coming back to the classes. So today I'll be discussing about Rahu in the third house and its results. We all know that the third house comprises of many factors. Firstly, the third in the body represents the arms, the shoulder bones, the throat, the communication, the spirit, the shaurya, vikrama, that is the courage and valor. And it also represents stubbornness, it represents motivation, activity, brotherhood, that is brother, that is because it is bhratrusthana. It also is the second from the second, so it is extended family, it is dhanasthana also in a kind, if you go for the bhavat bhava principle. Short travels, all these things are seen from the third house. Let us see when Rahu is positioned in the third house, what results it will give. Okay, so if it is good, if it is a fantastic Rahu, let us say for example, if I tell fantastic Rahu, people are asking me questions as what is a fantastic Rahu. So okay, I'll give you an example. Sagittarius ascendant, Rahu in the third house. Beautiful placement of Rahu. That is one of the best placements of Rahu for that particular ascendant. So the same way, if you go for Pisces ascendant with Taurus Rahu, fantastic Rahu, very strong Rahu, very focused Rahu, that is. Why I am calling this particular placement of Rahu as focused is because it is in the Prithvi, Agni, Prithvi, Vayu, Jala. So that is, Aries is Agni, Taurus is Prithvi. Then Prithvi means earthly sign. Agni is fire, fiery, earthly, then it is airy, and then it is watery. So this is in an earthly sign. Earthly sign, Rahu does very well, particularly. And here in Aquarius, it is Kumbha Rashi. That is, it's a total sign. So it is its own house. And out of the two houses of Saturn, Rahu has been allotted that Aquarius as its own house, and here once again it is not a flowing water kind of a thing. So if you tell Kumbha, it is a pot full of water. Empty pots make more noise. This is a filled one, a person who knows what he is doing and he knows where he is. So that sort of a Rahu, when it is placed, gives excellent results. So when Rahu is well placed, there will be very good communication spirit in the person. He can be a very good teacher, trainer, a person who can be a mediator, like a moderator between two people, like a mediator between two parties. He can control, litigations. Two people who are fighting with each other, Rahu in the middle, he can be a fantastic judge because he is powerful. He is not a meek judge like meek judge like a Mercury or a Moon. It is Rahu. He can simply tell both of them to simply sit quiet. That is why, in the if people of India can understand, if if you go to the village panchayat, if there is a fight going on, the leader of the panchayat will be as good as a Rahu. His stick on the floor, and 2 times he taps, the whole panchayat will be silent. The people who are there for justice, they'll suddenly become silent because he has the control. That control a person can have if he has Rahu in the third house and strongly placed. This is a very strong position. He doesn't have to have an authority as a judge. He doesn't have to have a qualification of LLB, LLM or something like that in law and then become a magistrate or anything like that to control. That also can happen when Rahu is in the third house, because that is one of the best professions for these people. Being a journalist, being a people who can go into hard, tough situations and do their work. Those are Rahus. So relation with siblings, very very good relationship when it is well placed, and they have a huge friend circle. They are very helpful to friends, so they will also win their siblings heart through lot of service. They take care of them very well. This is all when Rahu is well placed. Think about Rahu being associated with some Saturn or some Mars, because Karako Bhavana Shaya of the third house. Then there will be a lot of trouble in communication, stammering, problem with regard to communication. They don't have, their wordings don't come out correctly. Slurred speech, stuttering, and then again too much of stubbornness with their siblings, too much of ego with the siblings, allegations, fighting over property. All this will happen if it is weak or badly posited. If it is weak, it will not happen that badly. But if it is badly posited, Rahu will give a very hard time to the others, not this person, to the others, because he will give the pain to the others. So, you would like, if it is well posited, now again I'll come to the good position. If it is well posited, they can wear very good branded clothes, watches, shoes, all sorts of accessories, gadgets. They love gadgets, electronic gadgets, and luxury, in particularly automobiles, cars. They love cars. So in the third house, they would want to get into all these types of luxuries. These luxurious likings are too high and they get attached and indulged into it if Rahu is placed in the moon hora. If Rahu is placed in the sun hora, you should see the hora also. Simply talking just like that, it would be very generalistic. But still, now I am slowly going into the divisional charts. So, if it is in the sun hora, then they will be very hard working, self made, sometimes pitiable in condition because of their too much of responsibility towards family. They will tie up all the responsibilities to themselves. They'll not tell, I'll not do. They'll not tell no to anybody. They'll keep helping people, and finally they will not help themselves. So it is like, paropakaram vidam shariram. So they will keep doing help to others, like a public works department. They will be very bad to they are not selfish at all. That the selflessness in one way is a little bad if you are not even taking care of your own self for the minimum needs. So the minimum needs also they will not be able to do. So they are very hardworking people with the sun hora. They very less spending, and but with all that they love that social recognition that they are doing this. They have to get somewhere some satisfaction, right? So the satisfaction comes from the point that somebody has, so people have recognized that you go to this person, he will solve your points, so problem. So that is the satisfaction what that Rahu gets. So they are industrious, wealthy people, and they get wealth from heredity, property, ancestral property, and all these things. They are, if it is well placed. If it is reverse, then they will throw away the ancestral property. They will finish it off. So the other way around. So if I am telling good things, so please, if it is badly posited, take just reverse to it. Okay. They win over their enemies. Parakramasthana, Vikramasthana. When Rahu is placed in Vikramasthana, that one placement of Rahu itself will be so powerful that it is enough for a person to win over enemies. But a pure good Rahu in the third house, he will win over his enemies, but not through fighting. But if the same Rahu is placed with Mars or Saturn, surely this person will fight over his enemies, and it will be a nightmare for their enemies, for his enemies. They cannot win over him. So, with all this, I'll come to the point of health. Rahu in the third house, people will have to be very careful with regard to shoulder joints and upper lung tract, that is respiratory tract. The infections can happen. esophageal infections can happen, larynx can get infected. These are all the pipes which actually pass through the throat, particularly the thyroid. So, thyroid is a gland which is here, it's a second master gland of our body. So, without that functioning well, there will be a lot of dysfunctions. So, thyroid gland, we need to check that along with Mars and Mercury's position and the third lord's position. Just by Rahu being badly positioned in the third house will not give thyroid always. Like the same way to say in you know cases of throat cancer, you cannot simply tell that only because Rahu is in the third house that throat cancer is going to happen. No, it will not happen just like that. You need to see many other things. You need to see where is Moon posited, where is Mars posited, sixth lord, third lord, all these things. So these are people who stand by their family. If it is a good Rahu, they will stand by their family throughout their life. They are very much attached to their mother. So thank you very much for today's class. I hope I have covered the subject in total. Thank you.